Today, we are booting up with Arizona Sunshine on the Oculus Rift. This game has been receiving quite a lot of hype as it's a full campaign as well as a cooperative campaign. For starters, the game's interactive menu is fantastic. As most of you know, or those of you who've been playing VR, most if not all games' menus have been interactive, and this one is simple enough but unique in its own way. You choose your game mode by inserting a VHS-like tape into a projector, which then projects the menu onto a screen, and then you use an old NES laser gun to shoot and select the options. The main menu is pretty neat. I did find myself looking around the trailer for stuff and under desks and throwing all the interactives around. I've been playing on the Oculus Rift with a full room setup, roughly 8 by 8 feet or so, with very minimum tracking issues. I was able to fully walk around and explore the environments. It didn't feel wonky or unresponsive. I did buy this game through the Oculus Store and not through Steam, as I've seen there were some issues with full hand recognition via Steam. That being said, overall the touch controls were on point. I did have some minor tracking issues where my whole view shifted or my hands drifted slightly, but that wasn't really anything to disrupt gameplay or make anything unenjoyable. And this was mostly in part to my sensor setup or someone bumping a sensor and setting everything off. The gameplay is really well done. I had minor personal issue with the way the guns were loaded at first. You have a vest in which you use to drag the mags, which acts as kind of like a storage bin, and then when you need to reload, you press A to drop the mag and then bring the gun to your chest to load another mag. This felt really weird at first, considering a lot of the VR games have you empty a mag, reload a mag by hand, and then pull the slide back as if you were doing it in the real world. However, I quickly forgot about this and come to love the way they did the reloading in this game. It was especially helpful when I was fighting huge mobs, and it tended to happen quite a lot, so I couldn't imagine fiddling with a more realistic way of loading when I was panicked enough with this simple way. It's a very nice way to handle it, and it keeps it super enjoyable. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Using both hands to interact with everything was a cinch. Using two guns, holding a gun, using the other hand to open doors, search through cars felt natural. Moving around the environment was super easy. You move the joystick forward to show the spot you want to teleport to. A small but insanely helpful addition was the ability to rotate the joystick to face any direction you want when you arrive. For instance, I could point the controllers behind me, teleport there, and then face the opposite direction. I found this ridiculously helpful when running away from mobs of zombies. This joystick rotation method made the game a lot easier, and it actually makes it so anyone with just two front-facing sensors can easily play the game with just a front-facing approach. Another helpful add-on is you can flick the joystick left or right to change the direction your character is facing by 25 degrees. This, added to the fact that you can teleport and face whatever direction you want, makes it even easier for those with just two sensors to play. The overall movement for this game was fantastic. Graphics for me don't really make a game. It is always nice to see something so very highly detailed to the point where it's mind-bending. You can enjoy something with crappy graphics just because the gameplay is so good. That being said, here the graphics are actually pretty good. I can see details and small etchings on the weapons, zombies' limbs blow off with well-placed bullets. On the other hand of that, the environments look really good. Cars are scattered in houses and buildings deserted, piles of flesh and flies haunt the inside of fridges, the desert caves and canyons look fucking unbelievable. They all came together and gave you a really fantastic feeling of immersion. Most games need to stand the biggest test, the test of time. Will I come back and play it? Most definitely, though the campaign is a tad bit short, somewhat of 4 hours on the normal difficulty, I could find myself coming back with a friend and playing on the harder difficulties. Though the story isn't ridiculously gripping, something like The Last of Us, it is a fun little roller coaster ride, but has one epic conclusion. Let alone experiencing it with a friend in VR is nothing but a great time. And even recently, the developers had added a single and co-op horde mode, which seems where the majority of anyone returning will spend their time once the game has been beaten. I've already spent hours here in just horde mode alone, blasting away, so I could imagine spending even more time with a friend trying to survive as long as possible. The short campaign sadly leaves me wanting more to the story mode. Maybe in time the developers will add DLC since they've already added horde. Overall, this game is fantastic. It's one of the best zombie VR games I've played, and for anybody with the Oculus or a VR headset, it's a must-have for your library. Hopefully this review was insightful enough to kind of help you decide whether or not you wanted it. I hope I did cover some of the major things of the game. And as always, hit that like button if you found this helpful, and thank you guys for watching.